Thank you for tuning in to the best parenting show on the internet, Post Daily Dose.
It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post.
Hey guys, this is Kristi, Saul, the co-founder at the Post+Institute, coming at you live. Wow, how's everybody doing? I'm out and about today. I came to visit my father, and so I know a lot of us we're sandwich. We're in the sandwich generation, and we're caring for our parents and our children. Hey Lisa, Stefan, I wanted to let you know that you've really been on my mind because I hadn't seen you. I hadn't seen many posts from you on Facebook, and so I was just hoping that everything is going okay for you and Kirsten and your family. Hey Mimi, it's good to see you. Hey Joyce. We're friends on Facebook, private friends, and that's cool. I'm loving something about all this time at home. Hey Lydia has us, reaching out, making new friends that, hey Michelle Michael, good to see you. Sorry, I'm one of those Michelle Michael. bad. Here I am, just out here being all the human with no script, but just a little thought in my mind that I wanted to pass on. A few thoughts. One, the sandwich generation. The only sandwich I feel like this is, if you're in the sandwich generation, is like a peanut butter sandwich, peanut butter and jelly. Like, remember when you were a kid and you were going on a field trip and you couldn't take anything that required refrigeration, so everybody had those peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And you know how the peanut butter and jelly sandwich is when it sits on the school bus in the warm sun all morning, and then you pull it out and it's gotten kind of goopy, and it's goopy that even the bread is sort of worn through and the jelly's kind of gushing out. So it's really messy. It's real messy. But when you take a bite of it, it's so sweet. Just the sweetness. The sweetness of life, of watching people care for each other. I get to watch my parents walk through different phases of life together, and how they hold each other so tenderly, and yet sometimes not so tenderly. Sometimes they boss each other a little, but the bossing is to improve one another. The bossing is about trying to sort of help them bring out an aspect that maybe used to be there, or maybe to make sure they're eating healthy, or making sure they're still getting up out of that recliner and walking around just a little bit. The sandwich generation, caring for our parents, and also caring for our children, and just knowing that we're all learning so much from each other. I get to learn from my parents about grace and about putting first things first. My parents, I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed to have parents that taught me that people are more important than things. I'm so blessed to have parents who showed me grace when I was in my 20s, who loved me even after I wrecked the first brand new car they ever had. When you start losing your patience with your children, think about all the grace that someone has extended you, for all the times you screwed up and they probably should have just choked you. That feeling, I could just wring your neck. And yet they didn't, right? They just kept loving us. They kept trying to teach us, but really we just had to wait until maturity came along. And thank God for that. Thank God for getting to the late 20s and maturing so that I could be a good friend, that I could be a good partner, that I could be a good mother, that I could be a good daughter to my parents. Thank God for that. Mimi is on, and I know she's watched that happen through generations with her own children and her own relatives. And yes, thank God for that. during this time with everyone together, I'm seeing so many interesting things, like week 1 was like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Week 2, we got this, we're having fun with it. Week 3, oh my God, we're still in it. And week 4, I'm seeing the vulnerability, the wounds that can't be hidden anymore are showing themselves, and it can be really scary. But it can also be a beautiful place of connection and healing. It can be, when I say it can be scary, when our kids, well, not just our kids, I see it with everybody. We're built to be in relationship, and we're built to be in connection with people. And when we are not getting that, when we're not getting the connection, and we keep looking at Facebook, kind of hoping it's somehow going to feed our soul what it's missing, what it's craving. And I remember I went through that about 5 years ago when Marley and I had to be home for 3 months straight. And my soul was craving that connection that I couldn't get. And it just, it's restless. It's so restless inside our beings. And it takes a lot of effort and understanding to breathe through that, to calm that aching need that we feel because of how we're created to be in connection. You're not alone in feeling like you're losing your mind because you're not around people, because you're isolated. I had somebody say it's making me crotchety, it's making me edgy, it's making me ache. When I went through it, I can remember thinking things like, remember back in the pioneer days when people would get excited just because the mailman came. We get excited now because our friends call us on the phone, or maybe it hurts too bad to call. Maybe it hurts too bad to reach out because it just brings up the missing even more. We all have different feelings related to the isolation and the not being able to hug people. I visited with my dad through a window. Last time I couldn't talk to him through the window. This time he had his cell phone so I could at least talk to him, and I heard him. I heard his voice. I heard him say, "Chris, I love you." And just hearing that, when I didn't know if I would get to hear it again, just it made so much to me. It just made my heart sing. So I'm going to savor that one, learning how to savor little things. When I went through it the first time, that isolation, I did find that one of the things that really helped was to find projects, to find things that I could pour into. So it might be that you get out your paper, or, get on your desktop and write a letter to people and put it in the mail. It might mean that you learn a new craft, not because we got to go we got to learn new things, but find things that you can do to occupy yourself, because there is some truth. What is that? Somebody can quote it, but I can't. But something about idle times make for the devil's workshop. I'm not a big, devil believer, but I will say that being idle can be very difficult. And so finding things to pour your energy into, and if you're a giver, if you're a person who likes to pour into other people, then draw a picture and put it in the mail to somebody. When's the last time you received real mail? Fran Butler, my dear friend, how is your sister? I was thinking about you today, and I hope she's doing okay. I know it's so hard. So hard when we've got people who are struggling with health issues, and I know we're scared. We're scared about them being in facilities, and we're praying that the people at the facilities are being safe and following precautions. We miss being able to take care of our loved ones by being able to just go to their home and love on them. We miss being able to hug them when they're struggling to be in the now. whether it's, amen, Fran. I'm so glad to hear that. When we can't hug them, when we can't touch them to help bring them back into reality, it's so difficult, and it's so fascinating the way our minds, the way our brains work. Thinking like for older people, an infection can cause them to go into a space of dementia, and then when the infection's gone, they can come back to reality. For people who have experienced trauma, this time alone can cause them to feel forgotten. It can bring back wounds of abandonment and rejection. When we can't get, when we're uncertain whether or not we can actually get food because we're out of our routines, it can bring back memories of when there was neglect and deprivation. So there's so many triggers during this different time that I just feel like it's important to speak about that truthfully, and not to try to always paint a picture about this is going to be great, and we're all going to play together, and we're all going to love our kids together, and it's all going to be so much fun. It can be, and there are moments of that, but then there are also moments where our kids are feeling lost, or maybe we're feeling lost, we're feeling unheard, and we're feeling isolated, and we're feeling like the need can't be met because we're so used to the need being met through the physical, through the hugs, through the touch. And I know that especially people, single folks out there, I know they're struggling. We try to make light out of it, but it can feel like you're going to crawl right out of your skin. So I don't know, I just wanted to come on today. One, because I took a shower, so there's that, and I thought everybody in the world needed to see it. No, but really because I just know that it's hard. It's hard. Cry the tears. Sometimes, I was laughing about something, and I noticed my laughter then just turned into tears, and laughter all mixed together. Our emotions are like, they're just like these leaves in the palm tree, just being blown around by what's going on, and the things, our routines that had led us to feel settled are all out of whack. And we're getting different messages. There's people out there saying this is all a hoax and it's safe, and then there's the numbers tell us, and the people who have loved ones who we've lost, people who've died, who aren't with us. There are evidence that this is real. And so I'm out here with my gloves, with my mask. I didn't see anybody when I came to visit my dad. I didn't see anybody within 6 feet. I didn't touch anybody, but I'm telling you, I'm not going any place out there without being protected. I don't know how long it's going to be. And it's hard. There's no way around talking about the fact that it's difficult. I'm going to try something just because we're sitting here kind of hanging out. And I'm going to experiment with Mimi. I'm going to try. I was told, oh, that didn't do it. Somebody told me you could screen share by tapping on comments, but yeah, I can't figure out how that works, but I would love to be able to do that. So I don't, I guess that's just my message today, is just to acknowledge the sweet gushiness of the warm peanut butter sandwich, of being in the sandwich generation, and the reality that it's hard. It's hard being home alone. It's hard being isolated. It's hard when our egos, we talk about ego like it's a bad thing. Somebody's egotistical, but we have ego needs in our mind-body system that it's kind of our checks and balances. Our egos help us know that we're okay, that we're good enough people, and we get those egos needs met through socialization, through our family, through our work. And when we're not out there connecting with one another, and even with our masks on, we have to learn how to smile with our eyes, right? So people can see I'm smiling at you. I'm not mad at you. I'm smiling. we're used to getting our ego needs met through simple things like just conversations where we can see body language and facial expressions, or being around the coffee maker at work, or socializing with our friends at church and hugging each other and chatting it up. It's that body language that gives us the affirmation that we're okay, even if nobody said, hey, you're cool. They might not ever come right out and say it, but we just get that through that connection. And when we don't have it, we'll crave it, and we'll begin to wonder, are we really okay? Am I really good enough? And yes, you are. Oh, Penny, it's so nice to see you. Wow. Well, so I've sat on here just kind of chatting it up with you guys, wanting to connect. I guess that's my need to connect with you guys. And, I could go to my personal Facebook page, and I love all the people there. But honestly, I know that when I'm on the Post+Institute Facebook page, and this is a place of just really getting real. And I know you guys can accept my emotions. And I'm willing to accept yours. So, let's connect. Let's get to the heart. Yeah. Mary, thank you. I'm glad you feel like it, because I do. I just want to be talking to you personally. I feel y'all. Much love to you guys. Much love. I'd like to just stay here and hang out. Kate, how are you? I see you just popped on, so hey, let's say hi to you. Oklahoma is sunny today. I call it baseball weather because the wind's blowing a little bit. It's that, spring baseball season. Makes me miss it. I miss being able to go sit in the stands and watch a baseball game, catch some nice grass. It's just relaxing, right, to be able to do that. I miss a lot of things that I used to do with a lot of people. I know you guys too. I know you guys do too. I miss movies in the movie theater on the big screen. Mostly though, I just miss people. I miss them. I miss the variety. I miss the diversity. I love my child. Her and I have been home together, and that's been good. She didn't come with me today to see Poppy because she really doesn't want to get out of the house. She's pretty, I don't know that we realize how anxious our kids are about all of the quarantine. They're used to being able to be with their friends, throwing their head back, laughing and running and playing, and they can't do that outside of their family right now. And I know it's confusing to them. I've heard the stories of kids running in and jumping in bed with their parents at crazy hours saying, are we going to die? Are we going to die, Mama? And I know the mamas and the daddies they're hugging their babies and they're saying, no, I miss Walmart. Whoever thought they would say I miss Walmart? But yeah, Mary, I miss Walmart too. Yeah. Oh, goodness. I wonder what it's going to look like when we come out of this. I'm kind of scared, because there's things happening with relief checks, and some people getting it, some people not, and people getting unemployment, some people not. I hear the envy. I hear the envy. I hear the greed. I hear the fear that somebody's going to get something that somebody doesn't get, and I just really hope that our hearts of generosity and our hearts of servanthood can beat strong, that we can reach out and make sure everybody's okay. Reach out to your friends, ask them if they need anything. Make a porch run. I think it was easy to imagine that in the first few weeks, but as this continues, our attitudes can shift. And so staying true to being a humanitarian and being a servant, let that be something that you repeatedly connect with. And again, that idleness can be a place for fearful negative thinking to take root. And so to just be ever watchful of that, and to know our mind can play tricks on us. It can. And to reach out when you're feeling alone You know, you guys are being graceful, and you are holding my emotions, and you're holding space. And there's somebody in your world, I hope, that will do that for you. Or call me. I'll put my number in the comments if you need to FaceTime with somebody because you feel like you're losing your shit. You're not alone. You're just not alone in that, and you're not crazy for that, because it's just part of how your brain works. Your brain is just craving that social connection and that affirmation. So know that you're not crazy. It's just part of the process of getting comfortable in just that place of being alone. But you're really not. You're just by yourself right now, but you're not alone. You're just by yourself. So, I'm going to get off here. I'm the worst at saying goodbye because, you know, I guess that's us Okies. You know, we got to say goodbye for 30 minutes. Peace out, you guys. We love you.